Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Nate Knows Nothing. How's everyone doing? I had a good time last weekend at the Traverse City Comedy Festival. If you missed it, I hate to say it, but you're not living your life right, okay? It's one of the best comedy festivals in the world. You heard it here first. I swear by that. Okay, this is one of the coolest festivals, and one of the coolest parts about it is it's right in northern Michigan, you know? It's a fun place to go. And some people may disagree, and that's fair. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's no Hawaii I guess okay, fine. What I'm trying to say is it's a fun weekend if you live in Michigan or the Midwest and you want to get away, go up for the Traverse City Comedy Festival. They do it every late January, early February, so they already have their dates for next year. I highly suggest it. And don't get me wrong, I know most people would suggest going up there in the summer because that's the only time you want to typically be up there because it's like, outdoorsy, fun, go to the beach, whatever, like that kind of stuff. But if you're not into that, I still suggest northern Michigan in the winter. Okay, don't ask me why. Maybe it's just because I'm from the Midwest that this is just like normal to me. By the way, it was like 40 degrees all week, which is crazy. I feel like I keep repeating this, but it's like one of those things where I'm like, this is really nice. But then you realize it's February and it's sunny out and it's 40 degrees. There's not an ounce of snow on the ground, and it starts to bum you out. Walking over to the show without a jacket on in the middle of February, it's a little disappointing in some ways. However, it makes everything else about the weekend nice and easy. And now I have a little soft spot for Traverse City, mainly because I'm from Michigan. It's a big destination if you live in Michigan to go do whatever you do there. It's touristy, it's hip, it's cool. They got restaurants, they got other fun stuff to do. But I gotta say, some of the food we had was pretty good last weekend. There's this main street, right? It's like any other town, okay? It's like any other town. You get the main street. That's where it's got all the trendy, cool, touristy shopping, all this stuff, right? And there's a store. It's an olive oil store, right? They do olive oil and vinegar in every flavor. I didn't even know this was a thing. You can get flavored anything, flavored oils, flavored vinegar, anything. So I'm just out for an afternoon walk. I'm trying to kill an hour, get some steps in, right? So I mosey into this place, and there are tons. It's called Festini's, I think. There are tons of things you can buy, right? To flavors and stuff like that. All for all sorts of cooking and stuff. And this lady, this is the thing. Everybody who works at all these stores in Traverse City are like old retirees who like just need to get out of the house. You know what I mean? Which is cool. I'm all about that. But they're so good at selling you stuff. She's just handing me stuff. You should try this one. You should try this one. Now, here's the interesting part is you can sample these oils and these vinegars, and you can really get which I like because you can really get a taste, especially because they're expensive. You're like, okay, I don't know if I want to try this without. So this lady's making me say, she's so excited. She's like, try this one, try this one. I'm not kidding, guys. And like, during it, you think it's totally normal and acceptable to be just sipping olive oil, which when it's flavored and it's a flavor you like, it's like, oh, this is good. But then I walked out of there feeling so sick because I realized I'm truly, let's say each sample's a half ounce. Okay. Let's say that. I mean, I probably straight up drank, if you add them all up, maybe, I don't know, half a pint. I mean, I tried every one. This lady would not stop. And I don't know how to tell her no. Like, look, lady, I'm going to have heartburn. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do the show tonight. But she sold me a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, it's a good product is what I'm trying to say. But it is bananas when you think like, wow, they just you could just drink olive oil like this much. I mean, I don't recommend it. Okay. Just pick a flavor. I don't need to try it. Okay. Just straight olive oil. Oh, I'm still dealing with the side effects of that, but it was a fun weekend overall. So now I'm back in the good old Chicago. Life's back to normal now. Okay. I'm still dealing with the day-to-day home stuff, right? So like a big thing, I think I mentioned this earlier. on an earlier episode, but we've been trying to mount this TV, right? And we're trying to hide the cords. We're trying to do, there's little things that have to be done because we're doing this Super Bowl party. And now it's like, okay, well, we haven't really done this, even though we've lived here 6 months. Maybe we should do it now while we have a couple days left before, and then everything pops up, right? So there's a stripped screw in the TV that we're trying to mount, and there's it's like broken. I can't get it. So anyway, I'm going to go to Lowe's, right? And now this is a risky endeavor, okay? Because this is another one of those situations where it's like everybody who works there is like an empty nester dad who has nobody to guide and talk to. And they're just so excited to help you out. Or they're very pretentious about how you should go about doing something, right? Now, this is a simple thing, right? That I thought this would be a simple, like, hey, man, I got a strip screw. Can you just fix it for me without, like, let's go. Just tell me what I got to do. There shouldn't be opinions involved, okay? This should be pretty straight down the middle. I'm not re-drywalling the whole house, okay? This should be pretty easy. That's all I thought. I thought it was going to be in and out. Well, cut to an hour later, I'm still talking to these guys just about anything now. We're talking about restaurants, different city. Like, whoa, where are you from? This is why it happened. I broke a cardinal rule of mine. A cardinal life rule of mine is to not wear clothing with any sort of indication of what you're interested in, what you're into, what you want to, nothing. Because now it invites people to talk to you, okay? I am wearing a Matt's Bar hoodie. Okay, and the Matt's Bar is a pretty famous location in Minnesota. What are the odds the guy that helped me out knew exactly what Matt's was and had to ask me about it, right? The next thing you know, we're talking about every restaurant we've eaten at along that whole drive from Chicago to Minneapolis. And, I'm like, finally, it's getting dark out, man. Can I just go with my thing? But it was a pleasant conversation. So pleasant, in fact, that we exchanged numbers. Can you believe that? This guy was like, give me a call if you need any help. Now, truly, part of that conversation was that he had done electric work, at least like an electrician in his during the day or something like that. So I'm like, you know what? This guy might be good to have, just on call if I have any questions, right? These guys just crack me up, the people that work at these stores, because they are helpful, but sometimes it's like, man, we just have nobody to talk to. Like this guy, actually, it was pretty funny. The first guy that I asked for help, okay, because this is what I always go in annoyed before I even talk to the first person, right? Because they're either judgy or they're kind of know-it-alls. This was my biggest pet peeve about these stores, right? So we go in, and I immediately see the first guy, and I go, hey, I'm looking for, I have a strip screw I'm trying to get out of this thing, and he goes, and then he just kind of like big, deep sigh, and he goes, strip screw, huh? And I go, yeah, it's fine. I just need a piece or something to get it out, right? And I show him a picture of it, and it's bad. Okay, it's like objectively bad, but this guy, you'd have thought I ruined his day after showing him the picture of it. He's just like, buddy, we got to do something about it. Like, what? That's bad. And like, he wasn't even trying to be funny. He was genuinely like disappointed in me. And it was the weirdest thing because it stressed him out. Like my problem became his problem. You know what I mean? All he had to do was show me to the piece I needed, but instead there's just so much emotion involved. And, so he says, we got to go over to the tools section. And of course it's a 20-minute walk away, right? So I'm just awkwardly walking with this guy. I haven't said a word. We're just walking together. And then finally, someone else comes up and asks him a question. And then this guy's got to go to the same section as me. So he's like, come along, So now we got this whole caravan of people going over to the tools section at Lowe's, right? And he's showing me everything that I got to do, and we hash it out. And then we start talking. He goes, well, maybe it says it's in this aisle. But then we go down to the aisle. It's all lumber. He goes, yeah, it's not down here. I don't know why it's mislabeled. He goes, you're probably going to have to order it online, And I go, it's fine. It's not going to ruin my day. I was like, well, I saw this video on YouTube where I can drill a hole in the screw. And then he starts going, and I go, and just in conversation, I just mentioned I'm not that handy of a guy. I don't know tools like that, And he goes, well, that's your first problem right there. He goes, you can learn anything you want to. He got really motivational. It was the funniest thing ever. I felt like I was talking to my dad or something. It was weird. It was like, oh, geez, thanks, bud. I was like, thanks. We're just standing in the lumber aisle. There's no one else around. This guy's giving me a pep talk about life. He's like, you want to learn anything, you can put your mind to it, and you can get this screw out of that TV. I know you can. And I'm like, thanks. I gotta leave now. I'm very uncomfortable. So that's what my day's been like, and we're looking forward to this weekend. I don't know, the Super Bowl. I watch it for the spectacle of it, but I don't really care that much about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. If the Lions were in it, like I said, I mean, damn, I did a whole episode on it. I was pretty fired up about it. That's the only thing that'll get me excited about it. This one, it's like, oh, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Usher. Nothing sounds fun to me. None of that does. I don't understand the Taylor Swift. I don't understand why people are reacting to it the way they're reacting to it. Everyone's so excited about it in good or bad ways, right? It's like, you shouldn't care that much that she's there. You shouldn't care that much that she's not, if she's not there. You know what I mean? It's all annoying. And that, it's all of it. This shouldn't affect your life that much, right? Sure, it's fun. It's fun. That's what it is. But my God, man, if I hear anybody else talk about it, I'm going to lose my mind. I don't know why she can't just go. That's the thing, is like, people are upset that she's on the screen every week, and it's like, she doesn't want to be. Well, I mean, maybe she does. I mean, she's smarter than we think, we might not give her enough credit. This is kind of brilliant. If it's all a ploy, it's good on her, okay? But, I mean, she's just going to the game, and she's not requesting to be on camera, right? She's just there. And then, I mean, if you should be mad at anybody, you should be mad at the NFL. That's what I would say. Also, I've mentioned this before, but I'm a casual football fan. I don't really get to it. It doesn't affect my week. It's just, it is what it is. It's there. I like to watch it for entertainment purposes, right? But how dumb is your sport if you can be overshadowed by a pop star? Everyone's like, it's not about the game anymore. It's like, it hasn't been. Okay, I mean, we're all every year it was like we're watching for the commercials, but this is what blows my mind about Taylor Swift is literally anywhere she goes, the economy changes. That's nuts, okay? That's crazy. Like, they're saying that even the cost of a commercial has gone up because they know more people are going to watch the game because she's there. And that is crazy. Also, by the way, this week, you know what else I learned? You know who basically signed her to her first deal, if I understood this correctly? Toby Keith? Yeah. Now, if there's one person you should be mad at about all this Taylor Swift business, it must be Toby, right? I mean, if we can boil it down to one person, it's all his fault. Anyway, thanks for listening. If you're still here, appreciate it. Tell your friends about it. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a rating and a review. Also, if you want to see me live, go to my Instagram or natecomedy.com. Find out about all my upcoming dates. I have a lot of shows, mostly in the Midwest, coming up. And would love to see you there live. Sign up for my email list. Click the link in the show description, and we'll see you at a show or next week right here at another brand new episode of Nate Knows Nothing.